Thank you so much for tuning in for Tales of Eldura. So, Jonathan and I are doing a one-on-one adaptation of Descent into Avernus. And so, right now we are in the city of Respite. And after our couple little announcements, we're going to let Gareth, our lovely PC, take us in.
Yes, but first, our stream today is brought to you by a couple of brand new duet adventures now available on DnDduet.com. You can pick up the Swamplands Witch and the Prison of the Light Eater, now available for all of your one-on-one fun on our website.
So if you go to dndduet.com, I believe it's, dndduet.com/shop, you can find our new duet adventures.
The adventures will look familiar to those of us that have already joined us on our Patreon, for which we have nothing but infinite gratitude. So thank you, patrons.
We will say, just in case, we did a couple of rolls in advance. They were both nat ones, so off to a really good start. Wait, Gareth, bring us in.
Okay. Bucky's going to go ahead and have pitch a fit. We do have dogs, and so they like to be very involved in everything that we do. So, sorry in advance for the yellow lab.
Is an imp tonight. It's his part.
An inarticulate imp. We don't speak... Oh my gosh. He just hit me with a bone. Okay. I'm Gareth Stosdak, heretofore a regular working man, helming my forge and creating goods for the fine people of Respite. My son, Patrick, recently has finished his training in the nearby city of Beacon and joined the Army of Light. You can imagine my distress when I discovered that a great number of refugees have come into Respite from that holy city. And in investigating and trying to find out what had happened to Beacon, I have stumbled across a terrible situation in which one of the people that's supposed to be protecting the city, a woman named Eliza Seymour, is actually secretly involved in a murder cult. Is that right?
So cold.
In taking, in investigating and making moves to counter this dreadful woman, we ambushed her primary finance person, a lowlife by the name of Amrick. We snatched him out of Cleodna's bounty, and after a tough fight, have managed to remand him to the authorities, and specifically the Night Watch captain, Captain Millicent Legree.
And Gareth, really fast before we go talk to Millicent Legree, we had a small sound hiccup. Can you recount for us any of the memorable moments from our encounter, your combat with Amrick, that you think bear further dwelling on?
Well, the struggle with Amrick was dire. At one point, he seemingly surrendered, but we felt pretty cocky about his getting the last word on that, and continued melee ensued. I think for the first time, Gareth pulled a flaming forge hammer out of the space between planes and used it to assail the combatants, spiritual weapon style. And we also got to see Gareth's first use of relentless endurance as Amrick slashed him and dashed him into unconsciousness. But Gareth the stalwart that he is picked himself back up and continued into the fray. He tried to run, but we didn't let him go.
Mm-hmm.
So there.
Showed him.
We did show him.
We also met Evelyn's flaming fox companion for the first time. So that was pretty exciting.
A curious woman I've found myself in cahoots with. Pulling these flaming canids? What's a fox? Is it canid? Perfect. Pulling these flaming these incandescent canids.
Vulpine is another word for fox. We've been doing some fox research. Okay, Gareth, are you ready to go talk to Millicent Legree?
So ready.
Okay. I'm going to casually take us over here to our Eldura map, just in case. Cool. So we're going to fast forward ourselves just a little bit, Gareth. So you and Evelyn and Tessina, along with 2 guards from the Night Watch, make your way through the streets of Respite to Millicent Legree's headquarters, near the border into the inner city, but kind of a nondescript dark building in the middle ring of the city. A series of kind of tappings and a mumbled word at the door, and it creaks open, and they kind of usher you inside with Amrick in his little cart.
I make sure to
Captain, and so
I make sure to like jostle
to her office
as we go. You know, if there's any bumps or anything, I make sure to take the potholes. Any stairs, you know. Bop, bop, bop.
Okay. So yeah, Amrick looks a little bit worse for the wear, even more than he did before. But you all make it into Millicent Legree's office. Pardon me, Gareth. I just wasn't expecting you in the middle of the night, as it is. How this? Oh, Amrick. What? What's going on? Let's start there. Pray tell.
Captain, this piece of scum has admitted to working with Eliza Seymour to grab up and to dispose of and do harm to innocents in Beacon, from Beacon and in Respite. I thought it pertinent to bring him to your attention and detention, and I'm hoping that by pressing him a little bit, we might get an idea of a good way to go after his boss. Eliza Seymour seems to be working in direct violation of any kind of code of decency or morality. This woman must be stopped.
Certainly. Is he just unconscious at the moment?
Not dead yet.
And she kind of snaps her fingers and waves the guards in, and arrange him in room 2. Can I get the 3 of you anything? They take Amrick's body out.
I'd take a chilled red.
Sure. Somebody, and they take care of it. Wonderful. Well, let's go ask some questions. I'll allow the 3 of you to go first. You seem a little bit worse for the wear.
As a quick note, Gareth is holding his holding some of his intestines in. He's looks pretty bad.
Oh. I think Evelyn, seeing that, would be like, "What are you?" And she pushes them back in for you. And so you heal, I think it's 4 points. Where did it go? Oh, sorry, 3 points
I'll take
My
it.
wisdom modifier is much lower than I realized. It's kind of a bummer.
Thank you. And Evelyn, I don't think that I've calmed down enough to say, but thank you. You saved my life back there. You and Tessina both. I appreciate it. Amrick got away from me there for a minute, and I thought with his little knives and his spinning around, I thought he wouldn't be as much of a challenge as he was, but he got me, and thanks to you both, I'm still here.
Happy to help. Yes, Gareth, we're really relieved that you're okay. We're going to let you ask most of the questions, but we'll pipe in if a question comes up, right?
Please, if you think of anything that would be helpful to press him on, or, well, anything at all, I think we should keep our masks on as well.
Have you guys been wearing the masks as you've been going through the city streets?
I think we took them off after he was unconscious, but I think that we're going to put them back on for interrogating him, because we're not too keen on this death cultist wacko having a really strong sense of who we are.
Okay. So Millicent Legree kind of looks at you weirdly, seeing your mask.
Rawr.
I assure you that's not entirely necessary, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, please come in. And so you walk into a low lit room with kind of hanging near Amrick's head, and he's chained to a stone chair and kind of groggily looking around. Who's there?
Gareth is gonna kind of take his hammer and smack it on the floor near him, and he's gonna say, "Your worst nightmare, fool."
Mark kind of leaps away.
I'm so sorry. Is he chained to the floor, or is he in a chair, or is he just standing in a room?
Chained to a stone chair.
Okay.
He's stuck.
Gareth is gonna say, "It's time for a reckoning, Amrick. It's time to come clean and confess your sins. This is your one chance. Tell us what you know about the refugees from Beacon. In detail, we're not interested in generalities. We know of your involvement with the murder cult. We know of the harm that you've perpetrated against these innocents. We know of your dalliance with the dark arts and Eliza Seymour. Save yourself, man! Tell us everything!"
Roll a persuasion or intimidation check, Gareth.
Yes, I'm gonna go with intimidation on that one.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, nat 20, 23
Nice.
total. There's
Okay.
the roll.
There's the roll we needed. So the chains kind of start to shake as you go on and on about the wrath that's about to fall on Amrick, and he says, I haven't done anything directly. I've only just kept the books for Eliza is all. It was her plan from the things that she overheard, and that orb she's constantly obsessing over. It's nothing to do with me. I didn't know that it was the best idea, but I mean, there's no saying no to her. What are you going to do? So, I don't want to. I don't want to die for her.
Who is she conversing with through this infernal orb, worm? If she's to be believed, she said she's speaking with Azrael, but I mean, it could totally be a trick that
somebody else is perpetrating and she just doesn't know what she's talking about.
And the name Azrael, does that mean anything to Gareth?
Roll a religion check, Gareth.
A whopping 8.
Vaguely something tingles in the back of your mind, some sort of special being.
What does she say that this Azrael tells her?
Well, if she is to be believed, which again, of course, I think we should all question now, well, that she is protecting Respite from disaster. She's foreseeing enemy plans and is taking steps to save the city. So I have only been acting in accordance with this knowledge from Azrael about the great doom that was going to fall upon Respite. Just been trying to save the city.
You've been trying to save this city by preying on the very weakest in it? You are nothing but a sadist and a coward. Whether or not you were directly involved with hurting those people or you just facilitated it.
We haven't preyed on the people of Respite.
The weakest people in the city are the refugees looking for...
Outside of the city.
I smack him.
Okay. Roll an unarmed strike.
Nat 20.
With advantage. Okay.
So 25 total.
Mm-hmm. How much damage?
So 8 points of bludgeoning damage. I would pull it back. Then I want to kill him.
Okay, I was gonna say he's gonna be unconscious, so
Yeah.
okay. You wanna do around 4?
Yeah.
Still blacks out a little bit, but Millicent kind of waves her hands and his eyes roll back and he looks back up. What? You don't understand. That's their plan. They're using the refugees against us.
Who is this nebulous they?
Alessandra, who else?
So Alessandra is sending refugees into Respite in order to do her bidding. These refugees from Beacon, the holy city, are secretly
No.
Alessandra's spies.
No. She's just going to use the refugees to take all of our supplies, and then we'll starve to death when they attack from both sides. So we've taken steps to avoid that possibility.
Do not use paranoia and fear to veil your xenophobia.
Eliza saw it. She foresaw it. It's not... I just talked to her. He tries to cross his arm, but he's chained, so he can't.
Tell us, what is the best way to have a discourse with Eliza?
A black robe and a gold mask.
Do you have these things?
No, I have nothing. I'm chained to a chair.
Why does he make me want to hit him so much?
Mad at you too.
Tell me more. There's like a meet at midnight under the blood moon on the hill of sacrifice or something that we need to take our golden masks and black robes to? We just show up at the door and say, hello, we're here for the scary party?
Hill of Sacrifice.
I don't know.
If you really want to go there, you can. I think it's a tree in the park, but no, it's just under her house.
Is there really a tree in the park where you kill people?
Maybe.
Is he telling the truth?
Roll an insight check.
23.
Kill people, leave the bodies after we kill the people.
Gross.
It's like Tattly Tree, though, so it'll talk about it.
Why would you leave their murder victims underneath a tree that's going to talk about it?
We didn't know that it was so chatty. Gareth, he's talking about the seeing tree. If you feed it blood, it will reveal prophecies. Evelyn cuts in to help you. We had been investigating it before, so don't waste your time asking him about it. I can help you. Oops, she wouldn't have said your name. Sorry. My bad.
That's okay. Okay, so Gareth is gonna kind of turn it over. Do Evelyn or Tessina or Captain Legree have any questions they want to ask Dum Dum? I think
so
that
he didn't get a chance to finish answering your question.
Okay. Please, yeah.
Under her house, she has the sewers cordoned off. So there's a whole big complex down there. That's where the people are. And so she's gathering like-minded forces. And so those who are interested wear their dark robes. Some people have gold masks. Some people just wear really thick hoods. And that's where they meet.
Is there a password?
Ooh. I can tell you last week's password.
Okay.
Alona. I thought that was kind of ironic. Alona being the name of the Titan of Light is the patroness of the city of Beacon.
Nice. Okay. In this creepy sewer dungeon creepiness, are they holding more refugees? Are they holding more victims? Do they keep people there?
There could be a few. I don't think it'll be many. She kept most people at the bathhouse, but she didn't keep anybody for very long. She said they wouldn't do any good, so why keep them? Not me. That was what she said. It's not my fault.
Keep telling yourself that. We'll let the law decide.
Law will be on my side. But Legree thinks that's really fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I think that I don't know that Gareth has any other questions for this human refuse. If Tessina or Evelyn has anything that they want to follow up with, and if Captain Legree has anything.
So I think as the questions progress, the subject of the high priest, one of the high priests of Beacon, Rawrick, having paid a visit to the city and staying with Eliza Seymour. So something that comes out about that is that he thinks that the two of them are in some way linked to or somehow related to Beacon's fall. He doesn't know anything more, but he thinks there was some sort of betrayal or misunderstanding or misleading something. But he thinks that it's awfully convenient timing and that you all are wasting your time talking to him when you should be questioning Eliza and Rawrick.
And can Gareth follow up with him on that and ask, this Rawrick, in the wake of Beacon's fall, to the best of your pathetic, limited knowledge, is Rawrick still here?
Yes. As far as I know, I think that he's hiding out with Eliza, but I mean, where would he go? His city's not there anymore.
And to the best of your, again, pathetic knowledge, Rawrick and Eliza are still on decent terms?
Yes, as far as I know.
No further questions, Your Honor. I mean...
Very good, Gareth. Thank you. Oh, sorry. She wouldn't say your name either. Ah, I keep ruining all the things. Very good. Thank you. Sir, can I get you anything? She pushes all of you out. I would like slam. We'll ask him some more questions later. Here, step back into my office.
Go with Legree.
Jules, make sure he's left alone for at least 12 hours and we'll check back in then. Cool. Okay. Off we go. She shows you back into her quarters. Please take a seat. So I suppose your next steps are to question Lady Seymour.
Yes, I believe that we need to rest before we go out there. It's been a long day. But
Certainly.
I think that we are going to have to ask some difficult questions of Eliza and this High Priest Rorik. I'd had a fairly middling respect for the man, but if he's in league with Eliza, then we have to follow that lead.
And it is possible that he's not as in league with Eliza as Amrick has been led to believe, but with the rapid turn of events as it is, I am less certain of that.
Eliza has much to answer for.
Certainly. Have you a plan for how you can get in? We can't help you directly, but I could send some secret troops to help create a diversion, to help you get into the building at least, if needed.
I suppose I thought that the three of us would take on the guise of supplicants to Eliza's dark order. I can procure some gilded masks at least, and I'm sure we can come across some dark robes.
Well, that sounds perfect. Wish you well then. Do please check back in with me once you successfully complete your mission, and let me know if there's anything else I might do for the three of you. We owe you a great deal.
Is there a way that if things go terribly wrong that we could, I don't know, shoot a light into the sky or something and request the troops?
Sure, let me grab something for you. She kind of rummages around on her shelves and she finds it looks like a piece of flint and steel that she hands to you and says, striking these together thrice will create a signal above any structure, however deep, well, within reason, however deep you are underground. The Night Watch will see it and we will come to your aid.
Awesome. I'm going to try to... I'm going to call these the stones of... Signaling. And I'll add that to my little sheet on D&D Beyond.
Oh.
Awesome. Do Evelyn or Tessina need anything else from the captain?
I don't think so. I'm hoping to get you all some magical items soon, but I think if you all want to be thinking about something you would like perhaps before the next large phase of your journey, be thinking about that. And she'll do what she can to kind of take care of that.
Love it. I think that on the way out, I would ask Evelyn and Tessina, are you well down for this? What do you think of the getting some golden masks and dark robes plan?
I think it's a wise plan, and Amrick did spill it rather easily. I wonder if there's some sort of a hitch, especially as we don't have the password. I guess my biggest concern would be if if we're meant to get under the house and that's where the people in the robes are, how are we supposed to get through the house to get underneath it?
I guess I thought that there would be like a sewer entrance or something.
Mm.
Though I don't fancy running around the sewer.
I rather doubt it. Eliza's been in charge of the sewer system for years. I'm sure if she had some sort of secret compound, she would have made sure that no one could access it. Yeah, it would show up that way on any of the city maps, but did you leave your murder dungeon open for discovery? And we didn't find extra entrances or lead tunnels in her other dungeon, did we?
No, I wonder, you mentioned this Seer tree, is that right?
Mm.
I wonder if it could tell us anything, if it had recently taken the blood of some of their victims. Then I wonder if the tree itself, with their memory, overheard any of the ways in, or if they were really recent, any passwords being exchanged.
That's certainly an interesting idea. Some form of a sacrifice for the tree. It doesn't have to be blood, but some sort of sacrifice.
And we left Amrick in the custody.
The tree, unfortunately, speaks to those who sacrifice something of value to themselves. It's less greedy than was the we left behind in the prison. Shall we return to the forge and rest and then speak to the tree?
Yes. Is it early morning now?
Yes.
I think that if it's okay with you, Gareth might send them back to the forge to get some rest, and I think that he would he would excuse himself and say, if you all don't mind, I have a quick something I need to see about. And I think that he would make his way to wherever Vulcan is worshipped in respite.
Okay. Sort of thing, Gareth. Okay. So here we are. Respite map. So Gareth, you guys are leaving from near here by the garrison. Legree's house would be like here-ish. Vulcan is worshipped at the Grand Temple.
Ooh.
So Evelyn and Tistina will make their way back to the forge, and you. I'm so sorry. I'm not even sleepy, but it's like having my eyes keep watering.
My poor honey.
Random allergies.
Random allergy attack.
Yeah.
You fell a con
Right in the middle of our D&D game. Yeah. Okay. So you head to the Grand Temple where Vulcan is worshipped. And so there are two temples in respite. So the Grand Temple is where some of the larger deities are worshipped. Actually, I'm going to send you to the lower temple. Sorry, I wrote that down wrong. So you can actually walk with Evelyn and Tistina most of the way there, but your home is near the larger temple, the lower temple, where it is smaller than the Grand Temple, but the some of the not necessarily minor deities in terms of power, but more minor in terms of number of worshippers. It's where they gather. And so in each of the two primary temples, they have kind of sections for the various deities. You enter a long pillared chamber where each of the deities openly worshipped in respite has their temple. has a luscious indoor garden for the nature deities and an opulent chamber for those of commerce. Commerce deities have chambers in both pools, just in case. On the far ends, reds, oranges, and golds catch your eyes as you enter the hall of the fire deities. Vulcan's temple lies in the middle of these, a black lava rock threshold opening onto small forges and low stone benches where priests in dark gray robes pace up and down.
I think as I approach Gareth, I think Gareth's primary icon that he uses for like casting and stuff is embedded on his shield, but I imagine that he would have like another charm, probably from the hilt of his hammer. And I think he's kind of like as he walks, he kind of idly runs that through his fingers a little bit, and as he approaches Vulcan's alcove or Vulcan's shrine, does he see anybody that is familiar to him, or is it kind of a bunch of other people?
Roll a perception check.
Terrible. 6.
Great. So you're kind of looking around, and you hear an exclamation. I'm sorry, I keep misclicking I keep accidentally double clicking when I'm not trying to double click something, and then it pops to the other side of my screen. So you kind of hear an exclamation of excitement. Cher, welcome. What a pleasure to have you among us today. So Gareth, a woman in bright red robes and that are kind of ringed in gold thread, sweeps up to speak to you. You recognize Geneva Jaquetta, a stately female human with dark brown skin and curly gray hair. She is one of the leading priestesses of Vulcan in the city, and was a close friend of your wife's.
Does she have a title?
Priestess is fine.
Priestess Geneva. It's been a long time.
I was just going to say that. It has been ages and ages, has it not?
I think it's been since the cremation.
Oh. Seems long ago and yet not long. Here, come with me. Are you hurt? She kind of just waves her hand and we're going to say it's a flourishy cure wounds at whatever level you need to be back to full health.
Oh, thank you. It's greatly appreciated, but not why I came. I hope you're well.
I am. Thank you so much for asking. Well, our great Lord proceeds apace, does he not? Here, come with me. She takes you kind of back into some of the more distant chambers, and she's going to lead you to her kind of private meeting area. So you're walking through more of these lava hall chambers, and I feel like the priests and priestesses of Vulcan don't necessarily keep really grand chambers for themselves, but it's still stately and nice, really warm.
I think that Gareth would kind of find a place to settle, and he'd say, Geneva, Vulcan has been good to me these years that we have not seen each other. I have managed to start and find success in my work. Vulcan has smiled on my craft and seen me to great I don't want to say success again, but great success. And but of late, things have been happening, and I've been feeling I've been feeling that Vulcan is calling me to a different kind of work.
And what is it that the Lord of the Forge is calling you toward?
Do you know about the refugees from Beacon?
Alas, I do.
I think that Discord is frozen. Well, as it froze, you look really pretty, so that's good. Oh! Stream is disconnected.
Should I hang up?
No, you're back. You're back?
You just came back too.
Yeah.
So we're fine?
It's gonna try to reconnect, so we just need to hold on for a second.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, so I wasn't sure what was happening. Did I refresh Discord?
Let's just give it a second. I think the internet just...
It's on our end. Is it good so far?
Yeah, really good. Discord's back for me.
Okay.
So I think we need to... It's reconnecting.
Now, what is it that disconnected?
Oh, just Twitch. Just had a burp. So we're back
Yeah.
on the internet.
But it says that we're back on all the things.
We're back.
Okay. Do you care if I check one thing just in case?
No. So when we had... The last thing that I heard was that, Gareth had asked Geneva if she knew about the refugees from Beacon, and had indicated to her that he felt like Vulcan was calling him in a different direction. And that was the last thing that I heard.
Okay, perfect. Let me get you back here. And I lost our music. Sorry. Okay. So yes, she had asked you what other type of life you felt called to.
And then I asked her if she knew about the refugees from Beacon.
Yes. Sorry. And then, so I'll pick up with answering you there.
Perfect.
Right. Yes, I am aware of those trapped outside of our city gates. We are stretched thin with the needs of many in our own city, and of course, taking care of the faithful as well. Their hearts become weighed down in these times of struggle of ours, and so we do what we can, all of us banding together across the different, well, at least the priests and priestesses of the lower temple can band together and help those less fortunate than we are. You may have noticed only a few priests out in the general forge area, and we normally have many more, but many of them are spending time outside of the city and doing what they can to help. But I am aware.
I think, Geneva, that Vulcan is pointing me in a direction to help those unfortunate souls, and I feel Vulcan moving through me in ways that I didn't know that he could or would. And I think Gareth kind of like cracks a little bit. I think he tears up a little bit, and he says, and I feel her in a way that I haven't. Is that crazy?
No, of course not. It is those of us who are blessed to follow the Lord of the Forge, and especially because you and your wife share such strong faith, particularly Miriam's. It is Miriam, right?
I think that we said Millicent?
It's Millicent Legree.
Oh. What is my wife's name? Miriam.
Miriam. Okay, good. Especially given Miriam's great faith, I'm not surprised that she's reaching out to you in this time of need. She and I spoke of it actually during her illness, where I feel I've failed to turn away, but she asked me to keep an eye on you. But she felt very strongly that Vulcan's work was not yet done for you, as it was for her.
She always knew what was best for me, even if I didn't recognize it myself.
Wise.
Geneva, I'm going to a place that I'm afraid it's not going to be a nice place. But
All right. How can I help?
I don't know, dude. I'm relatively new to this whole being in touch with Vulcan thing. You've got lots more practice, and Miriam, obviously, it came very naturally to her, but for me it's ever been something that was kind of in the periphery.
Yes.
How do I deepen or strengthen this connection that I feel blossoming?
There are a few methods, but the best thing I can tell you, Gareth, is to seek out your own means of connecting with our deity. He will make his path plain before you, so trust. Miriam, I think, would tell you to trust your heart, that it will lead you in the right direction. You know the tenets of our faith of anything can be reworked, but it must often go through the fire first. And it is through the fire, through this renewal, that we are reborn. This is, of course, not easy. That's why we have perhaps fewer followers than some of the other faiths that ask something different or less than your ordeal of losing Miriam and the work that you've done over the last several years. All of these are process of refinement, and is and strengthening you for perhaps the path that lies ahead.
I fear that I'm going back into the fire later. Today, probably. And
Let me see what I can do for you about that. I wanted to come up with a cool spell, but then I couldn't figure out where I could find a list of spells. And then now I felt... okay. Cleric. Find something like Bless. Like, what would be something cool that she could do for Gareth that would last for a little while?
I mean, Bless, I think technically the way it's, like, she could give me the effects of Bless, for like 24 hours or something.
Right.
I'm sure that's a spell.
I'm so sorry, I should have looked at
like
it before.
Temporary hit points or something.
Yeah. Let's do this. I think she's going to cast Aid on you. Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increases by 5 for the duration. So she's going to cast it for you at 3rd level, which we're going to say adds 10 temporary hit points.
Wow.
And we're going to double the duration. So for the next 16 hours.
Cool.
So she kind of lays her hands on your forehead and closes her eye. Well, I don't know if you can see because your eyes are kind of covered, but lays her hands on your forehead and closes her eyes, and may Vulcan's light shine all around you. And you feel this kind of like really warm glow kind of pass through your person, and you feel extra powerful.
Love it. So I give myself my temporary hit points. Did you say there was anything else as well?
Lasts for 16 hours instead of 8 hours.
Okay.
So you can rest and do the next thing.
Perfect. Geneva, I thank you so much. I feel so much better having talked with you about this, and I hope that going forward, perhaps we can see each other more often.
I hope so. We'll speak your name to the Lord of the Forge as well.
Thank you, and I give her the Vulcan salute.
Ah.
And I'll make my way back to the forge and try to sneak in so that I don't wake everybody up. I hope they're sleeping.
Okay.
Sleep hard, everybody.
Roll a stealth check.
Stealth check? That's going to be terrible. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
How about 8?
So as you kind of creep in, you step on a squeaky floorboard, and Evelyn pops out of her meditation. Who's there? And Tessina is just kind of gently snoring on the bed in your room. Oh, Gareth, good. I sent the boy for some extra food. I hope that's all right.
Of course. Do you think that after we rest, we should go to the tree and then to Eliza's?
That seems wise to me, yes.
I'll leave a note for the boy to gather. I have 2 black robes that I think would work, but he'll go fetch another one. And I should be able to help us with some gilded masks after we rest.
That sounds wonderful. How many potions have we acquired in our recent delvings?
I think we have 5.
Okay, so it's not something we're worried about right now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, I may take an extra long meditation then. But here, you rest. I'll keep a watch till the boy returns.
Thank you. And I go find a place to lay down, and I go to sleep, and I take a long rest.
Hey! Okay, so everybody should take their long rest.
And so yeah, I got Gareth and Tessina are all rested up. And whenever we get around, we will. Gareth will spend some time making very simple. I think very simple masks, and he'll melt down some gold to give them a very thin gilding.
Let's see. I want to ask you to do some sort of check to see how that will go.
I've got tinker tools. I've got smith tools.
Awesome. So how about a dexterity check, adding your maybe your wisdom modifier and your proficiency bonus?
Can I use strength instead of dexterity?
Thanks for picturing lots of pounding.
So 8 plus my wisdom would be 10, plus my proficiency would be 12.
So the masks don't have the eyelashes that Tessina requested they have. But besides that, they are fully functional gold masks.
If I'd had more time, I'm sorry.
You do lose, what do you think, 10 gold in the process of the melting?
I'd say with a poor check, I'd probably be meaner to myself. But I'll do 10 if you want me to, DM.
That's good.
Alright.
See, my eyelashes will poke through and it won't be a problem.
Yes, I'm sure that yours will. I don't have eyelashes, so...
What?
Too much work on the forge.
Little baby ones. What happens if something flies at your eye?
It usually gets in there and I have to rub it out.
Oh, I'll work on some eyelashes for you, don't worry.
I don't know if that's necessary, but...
Oh, I've already decided to do it.
Very well.
Really make your eyes pop. You're welcome.
If we go to this tree, then it's going to take something. Something that has value to us. Would Gareth think this needs to be a sentimental thing? Or would, like, something valuable, like, say, a moonstone suffice?
Gareth, roll a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
For Evelyn.
11.
Okay, so 11 plus asking Evelyn would say something of value or valuable. Either will work. We found, or we've heard that it might change the nature of the answer. So a sentimental item can lead to deeper questions depending on the value of the sentiment. Similarly to sacrificing an item of great financial value, assuming that financial sacrifice actually means something to the person making it. So Eliza would struggle, Amrick would struggle to sacrifice the amount of gold that they would consider putting up for something that would be moving to the tree, but we should not be limited in that way.
Thank you. I think if you all are ready, then I am as well. I see the boy brought back some robes. Let me get the other ones and grab some robes.
I can carry these if you wish. My bag is empty.
Is there anything that you require before we go off to Eliza's?
No, I don't believe so. We're ready?
Tessina?
I'm pretty good. I could eat like a little more, but I'll just bring it with us.
So we make our way under Evelyn's guidance to the Seer tree.
Yay! So it's the seeing
tree.
Mm-hmm. And so as you all walk, Evelyn says, I was actually on my way there when, I was going to be soon on my way there. Amrick was Rick was supposed to be investigating the bathhouse, and I was going to investigate the tree and those we'd found beneath it when they found me, took me to the bathhouse instead. So here we all are.
It's kind of come full circle.
Both.
Well, how does this thing work?
So Evelyn guides you all through the city to one of the few parks inside of city limits, and this park is named something that I will figure out in a second. But so she takes you in and takes you to kind of to the middle of the park. The trees rather immediately get really dense and dark. And so you're on a single file path that Evelyn kind of leads you through, and there are some fallen branches and things that you're climbing over. And it seems to be taking an extra long time and more time than it should. And you hear Evelyn kind of muttering and murmuring as you go. It doesn't seem weird at all to Tessina, if you were wondering. And so you happen upon a clear, after you've been walking for like a couple hours, you happen upon a clearing with a really spindly, dark red tree rising up in the middle of the clearing. And it's kind of bathed in dappled light, even though it was a rather bright day when you left the city. But it's a kind of gray dappled light falling on the tree with dark, shadowy trees all around it. Here we are.
Does this remind you of home? Gareth says to Tessina.
Yes, a little bit. I mean, there aren't very many people here, and there are plenty of people where I am from. So besides the lack of friends and the families and just people walking around, there's nothing as much like, none of the trees are decorated, which is a little weird. There aren't any gardens for growing things or harvesting. But mostly, yes, that was so thoughtful of you to ask me. Thank you.
It seemed like a place that might be called the Witchwood.
And if we can pause for a second, your screen keeps flashing in and out for me. Is that happening on OBS?
Flashing in and out?
Like you'll freeze and then it kind of flashes for a second and then you come back.
I don't think so.
Is that happening to me?
Nope.
Oh. It's just mine. Okay. Cool. What was the last thing that Gareth said?
Gareth pointed out that this seemed like a place that could be called the Witchwood, and he was wondering to Evelyn how this whole thing works, because I think he's holding both of the moonstones that he picked up, which is a substantial, it's very valuable, and so he's kind of planning on sacrificing that. I don't think Gareth is the kind of person that can sacrifice like a sentimental item from Miriam or something. Patrick's first shoes. Patrick's first little baby hammer.
Oh. Bing, bing. Gareth, I think you'd be fine with just the one for now.
Do I?
Yeah, come around to the other side with me.
Do I put it in the hole?
She kind of leads you around. She leads you around the other side of the tree where the bark has been scraped off, and so you see like kind of lines and gouges in it. And you do see like a couple bodies like off to the side that you couldn't see from where you were standing. Evelyn kind of
by the gods. Are they refugees? Are they long dead?
I want to go check?
Yes.
Roll an investigation check.
I'm like really middle of the road today. 12.
Okay. Well, that's enough. And so you are able to see from investigating them that these appear to be, you think that they are, so I was trying to decide. I think that there is one refugee from Beacon, as well as someone, you think either from Vestige or Palais, doesn't make any sense. I think someone from Vestige, maybe. So the far to the north of Respite. You're pretty sure, at least, that that's where they're from. They don't seem to be from the city of Goshen, although it's possible. It's just less likely. So it seems like somebody's maybe made a pilgrimage to Respite or something along those lines.
So
let me see.
You said that there was somebody from Beacon?
One person from
one
Beacon,
person
one
from
person
Vestige.
from Vestige. Yeah.
Okay. And does the person from Beacon look like they were in the Army of Light, or no?
As you search, you do find some religious iconography on them, but I think it's difficult to tell if they're just a devout follower of Ilona or if they are actually from the Army of Light.
And have they been here for a while? Are they like throat slit or?
Let's see. So I think that you can tell that they seem to have been killed by some sort of magical means. I think with your investigation roll, you're not totally sure what it was, because you don't see any like physical wounds on their bodies or marks that would give away what's happened. And they've been dead for a day or less.
Okay.
And then Tessina kind of goes over and like mutters a few words over them to kind of help put their spirits.
Eliza and her madmen need to be stopped.
I agree. I'm glad that we're here. Do you think that they would mind if we let their spirits join our sacrifice? She has like a bracelet from each person.
She's like, Gareth, this is like outside of Gareth's wheelhouse, so if he defers to Tessina in matters of spirits.
Evelyn says, I think that would be fine. Here, we'll just set them over here. And so there's like a branch that sticks out of this kind of blank area on the tree. And so you can that's where you can leave your little accessories. So Tessina unhooks one of her hair coils that has like bones and feathers attached to it and drapes that there. You are leaving one or two of the moonstones?
Yes. I think that... Yeah, I am leaving a moonstone.
Okay, cool. Evelyn leaves... you see her kind of stand in front of the tree and scowl for a second. And she kind of... makes up her mind and pulls like a piece of paper kind of out of her satchel and lays it on that spot as well. Are we ready?
I think so.
So Gareth, what you want to do is run your hands along the face of the tree, speak to it, and it will answer. And so Evelyn passes her hand down. Tessina passes her hand down. You see them both kind of wince as splinters get embedded in their hands.
I do the same.
Okay. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Con save 10.
Okay. Your skin is thick enough that you do not get any splinters. You have those handy dandy blacksmith hands.
Yeah. Are they going to go first, or should I?
You're going to go for everybody.
Okay. I'm going to say... Seeing tree?
And this like face kind of swims beneath it for a second and then disappears. But it's like not quite like a person in a mirror, but more if you could see through like a dark red like vessel of some sort, where you kind of see this face appear out of the like these murky liquidy shadows and then disappear again. And you hear a voice inside of your head.
So Gareth is supposed to ask about Eliza's, but I think that he can't help himself in this moment. I think he's going to say, Seeing tree, Patrick, my boy. Where is he? Is he okay?
Our son. Nothing's happening. Oh. Sorry, it said your son lives, so that's the drama of the moment. I don't know if they can pick up when I'm whispering. So it says, "Your son lives," and it kind of pauses for a long while. And you're just about to like kind of ask a clarifying question that it takes so long, but it says, "He dwells still in Beacon." And if you can give me just a second, it's going to tell you something more specific, but I want to make sure I don't tell you the wrong thing.
How exciting. Gareth is so relieved.
But, it is in the western part of the city, on his way to the High Hall. It is dangerous there, but your son is strong.
I think Gareth is like probably silently weeping in just relief.
Mm-hmm. And I think Fitri kind of adds, not tarry not, and you will see him again.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still get to talk to it?
You can try.
I've heard that Beacon is not there. How do I get to Beacon?
They will know.
They will know?
Mm-hmm. And you feel this kind of like glowy eye sense. The two people standing right behind you.
Oh. How do we stop Eliza?
Roll a persuasion check. Let me see if you're out of questions for the tree. With advantage because Evelyn and Tessina are helping you. Hello, miss.
13.
I think that's a harder question for the tree to answer. So you kind of hear like a in your head, and there are many ways.
It feels lame to ask, like, what's this week's password? Like,
Okay, so the tree can add in East Orb.
Seize the orb. Cool. Would Gareth... okay, cool.
You can ask me your question with Gareth. What?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just thinking, like, does Gareth think that Seize the orb is the password? But Gareth didn't ask about the password. I asked him about the password, and then I caught back up with what was happening.
Okay.
Cool. Seeing Tree, you've been so generous, but can you foresee the safest way to gain access to Eliza?
Let me see if it knows. She dwells beneath her home in a dark chamber. Look for the winged beast. It will help.
Beautiful. Cool. I don't know if Gareth has any other questions that are... I feel like he would be feeling like he was stretching his rights to ask. Do Evelyn or Tessina have anything?
I think they're letting you handle it.
Helm the thing. Okay. Well, he's gonna keep asking until the tree stops answering. So he's gonna ask about Rorik. Seeing tree. Is the Raven in Beacon as well?
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Here we go. Shka! 18. Did Rorik have something to do with the disappearance of Beacon?
Yes. Good.
Thank you. You've given me a great deal of peace of mind.
Good. You see it the face kind of fade away.
Evelyn, Tessina, wait, was the thing speaking in my head, or was it like speaking where they could hear it?
Speaking in your head.
Did you catch all that?
Catch what, Gareth?
Oh, I've got news. And Gareth would kind of relay word for word what the tree told them, I think, as they were making their way out.
Oh. The tree told me that he could not tell me very much, but that I was doing a very good job. So that was good.
The tree said that you all would know the way to Beacon, but it was my understanding that Beacon disappeared.
Beacon fell into the negative planes.
And you know how to get there?
Yes. We'll need to take a little trip, I think. And, well, I know some people who could help us, too. So we might need to take 2 trips.
As we're going back through the woods, I think that he would say, tell me everything. Where do we need to go? Who are these people? What do we need to do?
Well, I thought that we could go talk to, well, I don't know. I wanted to check back in with my coven and see if they could tell us some of things that's going on and try to help us. But we should probably do what Evelyn is suggesting. I have a friend in Lee's Main who can help us get to Beacon.
Tessina, is your cousin still in the Witchwood, or is your cousin outside the wall?
Coven.
So back in the Witchwood.
They all live there.
Tessina, out of curiosity, maybe you've told me before, but why were you going to Beacon from the Witchwood?
It was part of my pilgrimage. Learn and study. I was supposed to travel and learn and study, and so that's what I was doing. And then, well, then everything was terrible, so.
And now you're traveling and learning and studying with us.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
There are people there who know much about the negative planes, and I think they could help us before we go.
That sounds good. The tree told me to not tarry. And while I'm sure that they would be helpful, I am also desperately afraid that I won't see my boy again. I can't imagine. He's in hell. That. I think Gareth kind of just gets quiet.
Cena pops up next to you and holds your hand, silently guiding you all through the forest.
And we go to Eliza's.
Okay. So it is late afternoon, or mid to late afternoon, by the time you all arrive, leave the forest and make your way through the city streets of Respite to Eliza's house. So, are you ready?
I think so. It is 8:21. Do you want to take a break before we do Eliza's house?
Maybe. So I don't want you and Gareth to be disappointed. Her house is really big.
I'm not Why would that be disappointing?
Well, I just don't want you to be worried about it. But I guess it depends a little bit on which ways you go about how long it will take.
Right.
I didn't want you to think that we were like going to be done with her house today, because I don't know that that's going to happen.
I didn't think so. I'm ready for another dungeon crawl. I'm ready to roll some dice and make some bad decisions.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, maybe let's take a break here and then come back and we'll go to her house then.
Perfect.
Leave our characters en route to Eliza's house.
Perfect. And so we're going to be back in 13 minutes at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to take out this fussy yellow lab to the potty, and we will storm Eliza's murder, death, house, and dungeon, and get this funny orb, and confront Rorik. He's got some splaining to do. When we return. Welcome back to Tales of Eldura.
Thank you. Oh wait, do you have sound?
Yes.
I'm sorry, do you have music sound?
I hear a oh. Now I hear a dun 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 dun.
I accidentally dropped you in the wrong map. Okay, now I have sound too. Okay, so travel toward the city center of Respite, the inner ring of the city, and you make your way past the guards with your handy dandy night watch orders that are kind of your rites of passage.
Supposed to be here.
Oh, come on through. Hold. And so you guys happen upon, I'm going to put you in front of the doors, the stately gate and compound of Eliza Seymour's lovely mansion.
Wonderful. Just so that... Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so if you scroll all the way down...
I found our spot. If you ever need to move me, then you can... Like, what I see, then you can, like, hold shift and hold, like, a click, and I think it'll, like, teleport me there.
So...
Exactly.
Like that?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Wait. Yeah, you're in front of the door. I was wondering about that because this is a really huge map. Okay. So you find yourselves outside of Millicent Legree's compound. I'm sorry, not compound. Outside of her house. What exactly are you wanting to do?
So are the walls, can we see through the walls? Are the walls stone? Can we see through the gate?
The walls are stone, but you can see through the gates. Roll a perception check with advantage.
Perception, here we go. A whopping 10.
Okay, so as you look through the gates, you do see a set of 3 guards walk past. And you seem to be looking at a main door to the house. Do you guys want to like stalk across the yard and everything?
Are the gates locked? Are there guards at the gates?
I'll check and see if the gate is locked.
Yes.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
I'm so middle of the road today. 11.
It's okay. That's enough for this. So the gate seems to be kind of mildly locked, but you could just basically pull it from the other side. You assume that with the number of guards that they have taking care of the rest of the estate, that they're fine. But a group of guards has just passed, and so Gareth, you can see here. Let me show you guys some things here and get these areas opened up for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Gareth, you can see the front part of this mansion. So you are looking at the main doors. You see a group of 3 guards near this tree to your right. They've been coming from the left and kind of circling down. Roll another perception check for me. Also with advantage because you have help. Perfect. You see another set of 3 guards coming.
And this here is the front doors?
As far as you can tell, you would assume that there are probably other ways in.
I'm gonna say to the ladies, just follow my lead. We act like we belong here. And I'm just gonna let myself in and walk for the front doors.
Okay. Okay, Gareth, we'll follow you. So you jiggle the lock free.
Jiggle the lock.
Step on through. Are you trying to be stealthy or anything?
I'm just walking with a purpose. So not like I'm not waving my arms and running or anything, but I'm just like walking in like I know what I'm doing.
Okay, perfect. So, set of guards. Actually rolled super, super low. But this next set of guards, you hear as you get, I'm going to say you're like here by the time they've rounded the corner.
Okay.
Up there. One kind of jogs ahead.
I stop and put my hand up indicating greetings, and I say,
and are you guys in your robes and gold masks or not?
I think yes. Okay, the guards don't look like do they look like regular guards? Like house guards?
They look like private house guards.
Okay, so we would have, we put on our robes and we have our masks, but we're not wearing our masks yet.
Are you wearing hoods?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. That's fine. He's still going to run up to kind of question you.
Okay.
With his little buddies. What's behind? What? State your business.
Greetings. We are here to confer with the lady of the house. And I kind of give him a significant look, and if he still doesn't seem like he's down with what I'm spitting, I'm also going to show in my satchel one of the golden masks.
Nice. You still wearing that Brainborn ring?
Totally.
He kind of scowls at you. Even at the mask, he kind of raises an eyebrow, but when he sees like your hands, very good, sir. Proceed on in. Actually, first I'm going to make you roll a deception check.
I was hoping you would.
But with advantage because you have all these accessories.
So a natural 1 to a 10.
Okay, 10 is just enough. go on in. Speak to one of the servants will assist you. I'm sure you're rather early, kind of eager, aren't we?
You have no idea.
All right. Well, and you go. Your names, please, sir.
Yes, I am.
So Evelyn kind of pops in. I think you know very well that we can't leave our names with you. Well, excuse us, please. And just kind of pushes you and Tessina inside.
Perfect. Thank you for the save.
Sure. So you guys enter into this first room. If you want to take yourselves in. Apart from the main entrance, this room has 2 exits. A plaster shelf lined with ornate vases circles the room at the height of 9 feet. Spread across the flagstone floor is a 10-foot wide, 15-foot long rug of exquisite design depicting a royal coronation. 2 tapestries hanging on the walls depict a dragon flying over a ship, pilgrims on camels, respectively. Roll a perception check.
18.
Okay. You sense some movement room, but don't see anything. So you'd swear that you heard something jostling up there.
Cool.
Do you want to go through the left door or the right door?
As we come in and having had the encounter with the imp at the bathhouse, I might look up at that corner and kind of indicate 1 second to the ladies, and Gareth might just say, greetings, and look in that general direction. We're here to see Eliza.
So an imp appears. About what?
I don't know that that's your business, but...
It is.
We need to see...
Other imp appears. We assure you.
We need to see her about Rorik.
Oh? There's... What about Rorik?
It's not safe for him here.
A 4th imp appears. And why is that?
Well, that's between us and Eliza. Now, where is she?
If you know where she is, then you're allowed through. If not, this is where your path ends.
Okay. So, one more time in the room, there's a door to the left and a door to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And will you remind me of the tapestries again? There's a dragon and a boat.
There's 2 tapestries hanging on the wall depict a dragon flying over a ship and pilgrims on camels, respectively.
And the dragon, the tapestry on the wall with the dragon is on the left?
Yes, and the camels are on the right.
Okay. We heard from the tree that the winged beast would help show us the way, and so we're going to confidently walk towards that wall and just kind of sneer at the imp and go through that door. As I get closer, do I see anything behind the tapestry, or...
Roll a perception check.
For a whopping 5.
There's probably a wall behind that tapestry.
Okay. So we go through that door.
Okay. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. 11.
Okay. Roll for Tessina too.
Tessina. Dex save. 17 for her.
Okay. So Gareth, you are taken aback as you step through this room and encounter a life-size wax statue immediately on your right that a young serving woman named Umbra, oh sorry, you don't know her name yet,
What's her name tag?
someone's dusting. Yeah, she's wearing her little name tag. A 6 foot tall wooden statue depicts an elegant looking woman cradling a winged cat that has a very smushed face in her arms. And the cat has a wax rat in its mouth.
Weird.
It looks very real, but very weird.
Okay.
So you are startled.
Okay. And I think Gareth would say, oh, what a ghastly thing.
This is the lady of the house, sir. Can I help the three of you?
I was speaking, of
Andrew?
course, about the wax rat in its mouth. It looks very lifelike.
Oh, I don't like the rat either. An older man kind of comes up. Oh, hello, any trouble here?
No trouble. We are here to speak to the lady of...
The imps let them through.
We're here to speak to Eliza. Can you show us to where she is? I'm also, as I'm talking to them, I'm going to be kind of clocking them for Braymorn rings or like kind of indications of nastiness.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Whopping 9.
Okay, and also roll a persuasion check for your believability with needing help to find Eliza.
Whopping 5.
You don't see any fist things on their persons. But the young woman kind of narrows her eyes and leans towards you and says, are you sure that you're here to see her? You seem a little bit more confused than some of the others.
Well,
should we call the,
No, you've caught me. I actually desperately need to speak to Rorik. He's in danger.
Oh, Rorik, I assure you he is quite safe where he is. Here, might I see the, I don't know that the three of you need to stay here. And she starts to kind of like push you back towards the entranceway. So really fast, the room that you're in has an eclectic collection of tapestries, paintings, and alabaster busts on pedestals. So they're, you're in an art gallery, basically.
Okay. I'm going to let... I'm gonna let Tessina cast Friends.
Okay.
On this individual.
Cool.
So she needs to... one action. Wait, can I show this to you? It's a cantrip. For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood and can become hostile. Perfect. So I think that Tessina is going to step forward and implore, so sorry for Gareth and his gruffness and confusion. It's a blacksmith thing. Spent too much time beating metal. Wouldn't she like to probably show them where Rorik is? We're cool, we promise.
Okay, and then so she... What am I supposed to roll? Sorry.
So there's no save or anything. Tessina just gets advantage on if she does persuasion or deception.
So like a persuasion check. Okay, we'll have her roll her persuasion check with advantage.
16.
Nice. Okay. So that is enough. And all of a sudden, actually, let me check one thing really fast. I'm sorry. You hear a crash down the hall as a vase shatters. And the girl points at Evelyn like, hey! And the old man, oh no! And he starts kind of tottering after. Oh, one of her favorite statues.
Gareth is thinking really hard to himself. I could totally fix that, but I'm not going to.
Roll a perception check, Gareth.
Perception check for Gareth is a 7.
Okay, and let's see if Tessina noticed what happened. So, you hear Tessina, and she glances at Evelyn, whose hands are suddenly very demurely behind her back. So Fendrick drags Ambra, the other person. Will you all go find Eliza? Help me clean this up, or we'll both be toast. He pulls her down the hall.
Is the stair go up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And we don't know if we need to go more to the left or around this corner. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So I think that Gareth is going to assume that we need...
Sorry, so you're looking... Let's... Just in case somebody's not watching the video. So you guys are in a gallery. There's a room on... There are 2 rooms on your right. It looks like there's a terrace back behind you, and there's a double door room on the right.
Okay, so
Sorry, 2 rooms on the left.
We're going to assume that we need to go more central, deeper into this whole place. And so he's going to confidently proceed to these double doors and throw them open.
Okay. You throw open doors. A kitchen.
Found it.
Roll a cool. So you stride into the kitchen.
Yes, and I think I'd also be, as he's walking through the gallery, I think he's affixing his golden mask.
Okay. Eyes a lot? Are you going to be less able to see?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just curious. I wasn't sure how you made them. Okay, so you stride through the kitchen. An older woman kind of turns around. What are you doing in here? I work alone. And you hear and this flat-faced winged cat from the statue appears and she's hissing at the cook and kind of turns and looks at the 3 of you.
There are 2 of them. Madam, I'm so sorry to intrude, but
Out!
Rorik sent us to bring him his food.
Oh, are you roll a deception check?
Oh man, I'm just...
15. He's through there. His food is not ready, but you can tell him so. I'll let you do it, not me.
And she indicated the door on
the doors to the right. There are 2 doors to the right. She indicated the latter one. So the one closest to her.
Very good. We'll get out of your hair. And we're going to go for this door. And we only have a minute before this woman realizes that Tessina used magic against her, so...
Okay, Tessina's like, give me the tuckety!
Tessina? Lady of the Wood?
The fat cat kind of bursts itself a couple of feet off the ground, and Tessina scoops it up and follows you and Evelyn.
Oh, gods. So I think...
Okay, so you all descend down?
Yeah, on the other side of this, if we could, if Gareth could, he would block, or maybe he takes one of his tinker tools and kind of coughs and sees if he can, like, wedge or make this door more difficult to get through.
Okay, roll a dexterity check. Add your proficiency bonus since you're using your tinkerer's tools.
So with the proficiency, that would be a total of 13.
Okay. You hear hey, what? Ugh. You hear the cook kind of exclaiming in surprise behind the door, but she's not going to worry about it right now. Later. So that was fast. Okay, let me take you all to somewhere new. Just a second to figure out where you came in.
The wax statue is pretty funny. It's good that we...
Yeah.
So if...
Is it taking you there?
It did.
Where it put you? Okay.
I wish that... I wish that one of us had, like, Ooh, does Evelyn have the ability to make herself look like other people, or to make a silent image?
Evelyn can't make a silent image. She can change her tattoos to shift around her appearance.
Well, I was just thinking, since we know what the lady of the house looks like now, if one of us had that ability, then that'd be pretty cool, but
that would be cool. I'm so sorry. I don't think anybody has that. So if we can pause for just a second, everyone needs to be level 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. Moving on up.
I'm going to do that in a minute.
It's pretty easy, I think.
Okay. Do I go to the character builder thing on D&D Beyond?
So you should be able to click your character and then say manage.
I'm in my character. I'm in my character sheet.
Right, so you should be able to click
manage
your portrait,
levels.
manage level, and then go up 1, and then scroll down, and it'll show you what you get at 4th level. So that's an ability score improvement or feat. So Gareth, I think, is going to take a feat.
Interesting.
And he's going to take the Shield Master feat.
Cool. Okay, what does that do for you, Gareth?
So I get to not only use my shield for protection, but also for offense. I gain the following benefits. If I take the attack action, I can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature. If I'm not incapacitated, I can add my shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I'm
That is
pretty
cool.
bad at dexterity. And then if I'm subjected to an effect that allows me to make a dex save to take only half damage, I can use my reaction to take no damage if I succeed on the throw by throwing my shield in between the effect and me.
Okay.
That's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Constitution. You're not doing very well on my, how do I know that it's saved?
It's browser-based, so it should save, like, automatically. I'm gonna level up to Cena as well.
Okay, leveled up my wisdom, but didn't level up my constitution. Just weird. Okay. Oh, I did my charisma score instead of my constitution score. That makes more sense. Yay!
Yay! And I think that... Do you think that Tessina should get... Like, do you think that she could be telekinetic, move stuff with her mind? Or do you think she should take the Warcaster?
Should she just take the proficiency jump so that you don't have a whole bunch of things to manage?
That sounds reasonable.
So everybody listening, we are working on a adventuring companion specific class, of which you could have different versions. And so if it were me, I would probably say that they don't take feats unless you really, really want them to. Because that seems like more to keep up with. But we can add, when we work on that some more, we can incorporate some of the feat things that you want into some of the things you get to select at the different levels.
Yeah. Okay, we're all leveled up.
And so I think before our next session, we'll pick more spells. Does that work?
Yeah.
But you're happy with the spells you have right now?
Yes. I think that as he goes down the stairs, he'll grip his icon of Vulcan and mutter a couple of words to maybe swap one.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Ooh, what is Word of Radiance?
That sounds cool.
Wow, I can like burst into holy flames all around myself.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, are you ready? Okay, we're gonna get some of the way through this. Then I think we'll probably pause.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool. So, 4 stone pillars brace the 10-foot-high vaulted ceiling of this dry cellar, the walls of which are lined by a dozen barrels on wooden braces. Half the barrels have brass spigots tapped into them. The room also contains 2 stacks of wooden crates, one in the middle of the room and another by the south wall.
Looking around the crates and whatnot, does it just seem like general storage?
Roll a perception check.
Cool, I will do that. Perception. Ruh-roh. I rolled a nat 1, probably because of all the spine devils that showed up.
Okay, so you rolled a nat 1 as you're looking around this room. You hear Tessina say kind of, I wonder if this is... And then the cat in her arms goes... Just as 3 spine devils pop out of the barrel in the topmost barrels and kind of growl down at you. So, we, I believe, are in, and let's see, and you guys are in the, you guys are in your robes and golden masks?
Yes.
Okay, how do you react when the spine devils appear?
I think Gareth, at the sudden emergence, like, he rolled a nat 1, you know? So, like, at the sudden emergence of these spine devils, of which he's already tangoed with some, I think that he would jump back and whip out his shield.
Okay.
And his mace, and it, like, clearly has a symbol of a righteous deity on it. So...
They're not... Okay, well, these ones actually saw that, so... Order.
Let's do
Yay!
it. Dun dun
Okay.
dun 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 dun.
Hang on, I will switch to that music in just a second. Where did it go? Skirmish.
Oh, that's cool. On D&D Beyond, it shows me a situational bonus for my shield mastery, so I can make sure to do it the right way.
That's great. I'm going to get you to tell me more about that later, because it's happening at the moment. Okay, let me get everybody who's not supposed to be in the initiative order out of it, including past Gareth. Are you rolling your initiative?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to tell me to do it.
Oh, I thought we were going into initiative order. Sorry. So 4. Oh, okay. It added you. Will you roll for Tessina?
Wow.
Okay, let me see how Evelyn does. For Evelyn,
It put it under
something.
the devil.
Oh.
So if you, like, select the token...
Oh, I guess it was the last one.
And then...
I guess that was the last one I was talking to. 0. Okay, let me pull up Spine Devil stats really fast. Sorry, I didn't think you guys were going to get down here. I thought you were going to be upstairs for longer. Okay. 1, 3. Oops. Okay, so we've got a 4, a 16, and an 11. And let me get everybody in order. Descending. Cool.
And did you get
Okay.
Evelyn in there?
Yeah, she's first. Can you see the turn order?
I can see the turn order, but I can see everybody except for Evelyn, actually.
She's at the top.
I don't know.
You can't see her?
Nope.
I don't understand why.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can...
Okay. That's weird. On mine. Okay. Evelyn, I think, is going to, while being surprised, although she's just done it, so she's going to do it again, cast an ice knife at one of these little creatures. But unfortunately, it goes just... Oh, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, she's going to aim for this one on the left. And it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. It kind of flaps up out of the way. And she kind of... really fast, how do I make sure that it takes away from my spells on D&D Beyond? I see where it says cast on VTT, but that's what I did.
And then one of your little boxes should be filled in if it took the spell slot.
Where are the boxes? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to click one.
Yeah.
There. Cool. Thank you. Cool. And so Evelyn is going to kind of dive over here. Actually, she's going to dive behind one of these pillars. Gareth, do you see the pillar just behind you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Evelyn's going to dive behind one of the pillars for partial cover from the spined devils.
Okay.
Gareth, the one next to you goes next. It is going to make one attack at you with its bite and another with its fork.
Bring it, chump.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so it flies down, it kind of bites onto you, and you take 6 points of slashing damage from its bite.
Okay.
And it is then going to...
My temporary
and it should have rolled
points.
Oh no, honey. It's going to... just a little bit... It's going to fly over these barrels over here.
Okay.
This other devil is going to chuck a tail spine at Tessina.
No.
So does a 6 or an 11 hit?
Neither one of those hit.
Okay. So she kind of covers the cat and ducks out of the way. And if we need the cat to enter the initiative order, it will.
Real quick, what is the cat doing as these spine devils are...
Good question. So the cat is hissing at the spine devils.
Okay.
And it started hissing just before they popped out of the barrel.
Okay. Cool.
And it's not actually, it's actually a trussum. Tessina loves it already. It is a trussum named Slobber Chops.
Slobber Chops.
Who is not fond of its family. So I think it's really cute. Here, let me see if I can, just while we're here, let me see if I can pull up a picture of Slobber Chops for you really fast.
What a terrific name. Is it not like his family because of the name?
I'm sure that doesn't help. Show to everyone. Can you see this now?
Yeah, I love Slobber Chops.
He's so cute, right? He's so
grumpy.
cranky.
Yeah.
Just this grumpy, gray, furry cat with its little wings. Yeah. Okay, Gareth, it is your turn.
Oh my. We are going to... taking a step back and muttering a few words to Vulcan, we're going to cause a... We're going to cause a hammer to appear up here.
Cool, okay.
And it's going to make an...
And I'm guessing it's on level with the devils just over... Sorry, so you are casting a hammer to appear just behind the two flying devils that are in the center on the same level where they are?
Correct. I don't suppose a 6 hits.
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
At the same time, as he takes a step back, he's going to put up his shield and try to gain a little bit of partial cover from these two behind this pillar, and he's going to point his crossbow. I think. Can he use his crossbow? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're gonna make an attack with our crossbow against this other spine devil. 10.
Does not hit.
Unbelievable.
I'm so sorry. Also, I think I did Ice Knife wrong, but it doesn't matter because it still missed. But yeah, I'm sorry. So that does not hit either. It just kind of flaps out of the way and screeches at you.
Bummer. Okay, so, and real quick, just for Gareth's knowledge, these two doors on the left and the right, do they seem fortified? Are they like sturdy, or are they thin?
They look like solid wooden doors.
Okay.
You do gather that you're in a storage room of some kind. So yes, solid wooden doors.
Okay, cool.
Do you say anything to your friends and companions on your turn?
I'm going to say, did Evelyn say anything?
Evelyn was more kind of like, ah! And started throwing ice knives.
Okay. I'm gonna say, I don't know that he has anything to say. Is there something I should be saying?
Fine, that's fine. No, if you're thinking about leaving the room, it would be nice for you to let everybody know. Happy where you are, that's fine too.
Not thrilled, but we're gonna try to stick it out for a second.
Okay. The second spine devil, as Tessina is out in the open. 2 spines at her. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. Ooh, does an 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit.
Does a 19 hit?
Unfortunately, a 19 does hit.
Okay, so Tessina takes 7 points of damage as she's struck by these tail spines.
Poor Tessina.
I know. It's her turn, though. So on her turn, the cat leaps out of her arms. No! It kind of flaps itself over and starts scratching at the door on the right.
Okay. Tessina, can she, do an animal handling or an insight or something to kind of, obviously the cat is let's go this way, but, I guess she's trying to figure out to what end. Is the cat let's get out of here?
You can roll an animal handling check.
For an 11.
Probably the cat wants to go to the right.
I think that Tessina's going to cry out, trust the kitty! And she's going to go over here and try to throw this door open.
Okay. So Tessina, you open this door and reveal a very perfumey but seemingly fine sewer tunnel. So there's a thick smell of incense hanging in the air. Smooth stone trenches cut into the floors, channel water and waste towards a different area. The trenches are 4 feet wide and 3 feet deep, with arching stone bridges spanning them at irregular intervals. The ledge on either side of a trench is 3 feet wide.
Okay. She is going to do something awesome. I think that she is going to look back in the room, and she's going to target this Sketcho Spine Devil. And
I'm sorry, this one?
On the leftmost one.
Okay.
As she moves that way, and she's going to do Mind Sliver.
Cool, what does that do?
So it's a cantrip. You drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature. And it has to make an intelligence saving throw. So her saving DC is 14.
Okay. Does a 17 save?
A 17 does save.
Sorry. Gareth, roll an intelligence check for me really fast.
Gareth is super brainy, so... 14.
You recall, at one point, Miriam was very interested in fiends for whatever reason, and she relayed to you that it's very difficult to, or that they seem to have some sort of unnatural resistance to certain magical effects. Bless you.
Okay. Perfect. I think Tessina's going to finish her movement, so she moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and she's going to take the cat with her if she can.
Sure. And he'll just fly right behind her. Tessina, roll a perception check. You hear, "Hey!" As suddenly, down the hall, Tessina, you see two people wearing outfits very identical to yours appear right to the right, outside of the sewer entrance.
I think as they come up, do they have like gold masks and black robes? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. One has an incense decanter. I don't know if is decanter the right word? Those things that swing back and forth. Censer, thank you. I knew there was a C. Decanter, the wine.
She's gonna say as she goes around the corner, the devils have turned on us and are killing everybody.
Awesome. Okay, roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Is this persuasion or deception?
Deception's fine.
Wow. 6.
Tessina, the two cultists in front of you draw blades.
What are you doing?
Oh gosh. Okay. Give me just a second. We'll get some cultists up in here.
We want to activate the whole dungeon at the same time.
That makes sense. Okay. A cultist. Gosh, they rolled terribly for their initiative.
If we don't have like a 5-alarm, 5-star wanted level style kind of thing, then are we really doing the dungeon?
Okay, let me put us back in order. Okay. Luckily, they both rolled such bad initiatives that, but Tessina's was worse still, so they won't get to go until the end of the round. That was pretty close. We've got 3 4s in our whole initiative round. So it's Evelyn's turn. Oh, I accidentally passed her. It's Evelyn's turn. Why isn't it letting me? She...
Save us all, Evelyn.
She wasn't doing the best job of thinking about what she should do next. Let's see. Unfortunately, so many of Evelyn's spells are fire-based. It works so well for her personality. I think that she is going to I think she might do another ice knife at them. Oops, and last time I accidentally used a 2nd level spell when I didn't need to. I am missing up all the little things.
It's okay. It's just a game.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Got it figured out.
Oh my gosh.
Shard of Ice is leading to one creature within range. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she bursts open a barrel of ale with our nat 1. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, they take 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. Both of the devils need to succeed on dexterity saving throws.
Or else they take the cold
which they roll with advantage. They take the cold damage. Which one of them fails? I'm almost positive. Yeah, thank goodness my spell save just went up. Woo-hoo! So this one, the further away one takes 2d6
It already rolled it.
Shoot. Oh, good. Okay.
At the bottom.
6 points of cold damage.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, honey. It's like doing so many things for me that I got a little lost in all the possibilities. Okay. So that was Evelyn's action. I think, does she have a clue from you, Gareth? It seems like you're going to leave.
Yeah, I think Gareth would say, he'd be like, Evelyn, follow Tessina. We have to stick together.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She pops right out the door behind you.
All right.
And I'm going to let her just not use her bonus action right now. Okay, so Gareth, we've got, oh my gosh. Now I'm worried. Okay, so the spine devil that's floating above you is going to cast a couple of its tail spines at you. Does a 21 hit?
Just barely.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does not hit.
Okay, Gareth, you take 5 points of damage total.
Okay.
You, let me see what languages they speak. You hear voices inside of your head that are kind of like speaking over one another, but the gist of them is, you can't fool us. Now you're alone. And the 3 spine devils have like glowing eyes turned on you.
Ooh.
The second one is also going to throw 2 tail spines. Do a 9 or a 17 hit?
Both of those miss. I think Gareth. Ooh, wait. Would I have taken the damage if I had partial cover?
Because your AC goes up?
Yeah, so my AC by itself is 19.
Okay, and it rolled, let me see.
21.
Sorry, God, rolled a loss. It rolled a 21. Partial cover plus 2?
I don't remember.
Oh, sorry, no, it's the first one that rolled at you is to your right, so you don't have any cover from it.
Okay.
The second one missed you entirely.
Right, okay. I didn't know which
The third one
was
rolled. Okay, I'm sorry. So the one on the right that's floating above you was the one that hit you. This last one, a 10 misses, but does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so it rolled a not 20. So just as you're turning, you take a spike like right to the back of your shoulder at this chink in your armor. And so you take 8 plus 2. Oh, sorry, this one's bad because of its not 20-ness. So you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And wait, what did it roll? Plus 6 plus 5. Plus 3, 1d6 fire damage. Plus 12 points of fire damage.
Oof.
I know, I'm so sorry.
I have like all this AC and it never seems to help.
You just got hit twice out of 6 times.
It never seems to help.
That's its turn. Gareth, roll a perception check.
Perception coming up. 6.
Okay. Probably something's happening. Tessina, does a 22 hit?
22 does hit Tessina.
Okay. One of the cultists comes running up and slashes at Tessina with his scimitar for 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Bastard.
Okay, Gareth, it is your turn.
Oh my
Yay!
goodness. Okay. Gareth is going to... which one of these two looks like it hasn't been hurt at all?
Let's see. So of the 3, only the one in the middle has been hurt.
Okay, so we're going to target that one with our spiritual weapon.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Spiritual weapon. Oh. Whoops. I muted myself. Spiritual weapon. As a bonus action, I can move it up to 20 feet and repeat the attack. Nine.
That misses. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It just slapped right out of the way.
So Gareth is going to slide out this door, close it, and then use his action to try to, block the door or
That's fine. You see a metal locking mechanism on it that you can close down if you need to.
Okay.
And so that would, if you're using your action, especially as you are familiar with blacksmithery and everything, this actually seems to be relatively well made. And you actually, you remember, I'm sorry I left this out, but you remember Captain Legree telling you that the family has like a smith who works for them, at least part of the time, and kind of works there, but he's not one of the guild members. So you assume that this has been like specifically made for this dungeon to kind of lock this door as a, bonus protection or something. So you slide the lock in place. You notice behind you there are 2 cultists in gold masks, one of whom is attacking Tessina.
He's going to use the remainder of his movement to run over here and try to intercede and attract their attention towards him and away from her.
Okay. Works really well. Are you super hurt?
I've got 11 hit points.
Okay. So the second cultist, it is his turn. He takes a slash at you with his scimitar. Does a 20 hit?
A 20 hits.
Okay, you take 2 points of slashing damage. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
For Tessina's turn, she's up next. Slobberchops is going to flap up above and then back on the other side of this cultist. And you guys don't know that its name is Slobberchops. I think, well, I'll let Tessina talk to you about what she thinks it should be named. But the cat makes a claw attack. It rolled a nat 20.
Wow.
So it kind of like latches onto the back of this cultist's neck. 2 whole points of slashing damage.
Nice.
Which is pretty big when you're just a regular cultist walking around. And Tessina, you get to roll with advantage for your attacks if needed, because you are now flanking this cultist.
So she is going to, I think, dagger him.
Cool.
So she's going to slash a dagger at his dumb face for, does a 12 hit?
Yes.
No way.
It does.
So I guess that one is the 4 points of piercing damage.
Cool. Okay. This guy looks really rough, so he's kind of like, clutching at his multiple. He's like trying to bat the cat off the back of his neck, and he's clutching the stab wound that he just received from Tessina.
Do Gareth and Tessina see anything else like up or down this weird sewage passage?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me open that up for you. So as far as you can see right now, you just see the passage.
Okay.
You don't see anybody coming. You don't hear anyone. To make you roll a perception check because you're looking down a hall two ways, like it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's going to be Evelyn's turn. Evelyn hears the Spine Devils kind of bam, bam, bam against the door behind her. And you guys are like a little bit crowded in here.
Yeah.
Let me see what she's going to do. Anna's going to cast. She's going to like pop through. So that was what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's like just kind of like leaps between the two of you and comes and flanks this other cultist to help you out, Gareth. While I think we're going to cast Scorching Ray. Oh, never mind. Okay, we're going to stay back here and we can cast it from here. Sorry, this is a new spell for me. So we can make these ranged spell attacks at the cultists.
Okay.
From like right here. So we're going to take one at the one closest to Cena, and then 2 at the one closest to you. What did you say?
Gareth tries to duck.
Good idea. So the one closest to Cena dies. You hear like a psst, and he kind of collapses back onto the sewagey floor. The one next to you, one of her rays strikes him in the chest, and the other one misses as he kind of reels back from that one. Oh, somehow I zoomed out my screen. Crap. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, that was Evelyn's turn. It's now he's dead. Okay, took care of that. Gareth, it's your turn.
Yay. Okay, Gareth is going to try to attack this fool with his hammer.
Cool.
Come on. I need a
Come on,
good
buddy.
roll.
Yes! A 12 hit.
Thank goodness.
Sorry, I should let you announce it instead of doing it for you.
So 12, he takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
And that's enough. How do you want to knock out this cultist?
I was excited to use my bonus action shove with the shield.
Do you want to shove him first? You can shove his body as it's falling backward.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so what happened?
So he just got blasted by a scorching ray.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as he puts out the little bit of fire that left in his shoulder, he'll look up and just see the flat of Gareth's hammer coming for his dome.
Nice.
And then he'll kind of get Spartan kicked back 5 feet into the sewage.
So cool. And then he just falls. And there's like a splash.
Is the sewage running? Like, is it deep?
I was just about to tell you. So, for the sewage... But I know we were in the middle of the thing. Okay. The trenches are 4 feet wide and 3 feet deep, with arching stone bridges spanning them at irregular intervals. The ledge on either side of a trench is 3 feet wide. However, let's see. So the lanterns along the wall, that's what these green blobs are on our map. Uh-huh. They're green glass lanterns, so there's kind of a green glow to everything.
Okay.
All of the doors you see, I'm going to go and tell you about the dungeon since we're down here. Let me turn the music down. The doors, I told you a little bit wrong earlier. They're made of riveted iron plates with iron handles and well-oiled hinges. The dungeon has brick walls and stone-tiled floors. So, I mean, that's it mainly. So, and it's primarily just water. So there's not like just total filth filtering through. You guess that because of what you learned about Eliza being in control of what's going on in the sewers, that to at least some extent, she is able to kind of reroute the worst of it away from her dungeon.
Okay. When I made Tessina's sheet, one of her invocations is speak with animals that she can do at will. So she can, if we have just a second, I think Gareth is going to quaff a healing potion, and maybe Tessina can talk to the cat.
Okay. So Gareth, take your healing potion. And I think we're going to get you guys situated, and then we're going to stop.
Okay.
For the night. If that's okay?
Yeah, would it be possible to for Tessina to talk to the cat, or?
Yeah, sorry. So I want to get you guys like situated with kind of where you are, where you're headed.
I rolled like max healing.
Yay, that's so good.
Almost max healing.
It's weird that it's... Oh, I guess because you got a 4.
I got excited.
Look better?
Yeah, I'm just above rough.
Gareth, as a cleric, do you want to heal yourself?
I didn't pick any healing spells. Hold on, maybe I did. Oh, hey, I can heal myself. Sorry, I've never ever played a cleric before, so... So 7. So I'm looking better.
Good.
And I haven't blown through all of my spells yet, so that feels good.
Where are you at, HP wise?
Now I've got 25.
Out of
34.
Okay. And how's Tessina doing?
Tessina has 20 out of 31.
Okay.
I might
Can
get
she
her
heal
to...
herself?
Yeah, I might get her... Well, I might get her to...
I think you guys need to take a short rest. Evelyn says, you both look pretty rough. Do you want to just stop here for a minute? Or get around a corner away from these guys?
I don't think that we can afford to be here when they get through that door. I think that perhaps... I think that we're going to suggest that Tessina take a healing potion. Conserve your spells.
Do you want to give her a healing potion?
Yeah. I'm going to find it. Here we go. 7.
Cool.
So that helps. She looks much better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. And then I think Tessina's going to ask the cat what they can expect.
Okay. Do you want to be Tessina?
Sure. You just do her voice so lovely. Tessina's going to say...
do you want to be the cat?
I don't know anything the cat knows. So, oh, Kitty, you directed us over here to save us, yes?
I had a cat voice in my head, and then your Tessina voice is really cute, so I missed it. I will drink more water for next week and be able to do like a purr sound. I just can't right now. Yes. I can't do it.
You're a very good kitty.
I don't trust him.
That's what I said. So is there a place...
Kitty, though.
I didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
Oh, the cat said that it likes kitty, though. She can keep calling it a kitty.
Very good kitty, very smart kitty. Is there a place that you know of down here that is less likely to result in us being murdered by these terrible people that you have to live with?
You noticed that there... Oh gosh, now there are two of us everywhere. Hit the wrong thing. Okay. Slobber Chops is going to direct you all to the south of the tunnels, to this dead end section where you can kind of hide out and listen for if anyone is coming. And if I can just cheat you all forward for a little bit so you can have some things to think about. You can see that the tunnel to the south turns to the right. If you're facing that direction, so it would be west.
Okay.
And same thing but opposite going the other way. And there are like a few small kind of dribbles out. So you see there, like, this seems to be like there's a wall along your right-hand side if you're looking to the north. But there are a few kind of exit tunnels, but they're very, very small. So they seem to be just for the water.
Okay.
But you guys, directs you to a dead end section where she thinks that you can be safe, at least for now, or he. I don't know that it's totally clear. It's a really fluffy cat.
Floppy kitty, what is your name?
They call me Slobber Jobs.
Why do they call you that?
Something about my droop face.
Well, I think that you are very handsome and you should be able to be called whatever you like. What would you like to be called?
Maybe Princess.
Princess Pretty
No,
Kitty?
Carolina's gonna get confused. We can't call a D&D character something. We call our dog for her nickname. We'll think about it. I think the cat wants to be Princess. I'll come up with a cool cat nickname for our next session.
Perfect. I think that one more question for the cat.
Okay.
Pretty Kitty, I'm wondering, do you know where your mean mama is, or her mean friend?
Not probably nearby. I'm not sure. I'll try to find out.
Perhaps when
I know
we...
she comes down here because she smells like the sewer sometimes.
But you don't often come down here?
I don't have to come down here.
That's good. This is not a very nice place. Okay, well, when we collect ourselves a little bit, perhaps you can, maybe you can be our secret super spy lookouts and fly just ahead of us.
Ooh, the secret kitty.
Super secret kitty.
Awesome, I would love to do that.
And I think that we'll close out our time kind of taking a breather and keeping an ear out for pursuit or splashing or more cultists or anything weird.
Okay. And are you guys okay with taking a short rest? Is that what you're trying to do? Is that right? I didn't want to force that on you. I just think it would be a good idea just in case.
Well, when the DM says that it'd be a good idea to take a short rest, then we're going to take a short rest.
Okay, cool. Cool. Well, in that case, are you doing your hit die?
I think so.
And I just found in D&D Beyond when you tell it that you want to take a short rest, we'll mark off your hit die for you, and I think it'll roll them for you too.
I don't know that it's automatically adding it, is it?
I don't know.
See, I'm at 25.
Evelyn was okay.
So I'm gonna roll 10. Okay.
Good.
But it didn't automatically do it.
So you can just add it. Hey, let's go ahead and stop that because they don't need to watch us roll hit die. Do you want to just stop there for tonight? And we will see you on next week at 7 p.m. Friday night for session 7 of Tales of Eldura.
Yes, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention our undying gratitude for our Patreons who support the creation of our video content. And if you enjoyed hanging out with us and watching some one-on-one D&D, then please take the time to go ahead and subscribe on or follow on Twitch, and subscribe if you prefer to watch the VOD on YouTube. Thank you all. You
can find
so
our
much.
Patreon at patreon.com/GroveGuardianPress.
Yes. And don't forget to check out the Swamplands Witch or Prison of the Light Eater. Okay.
Thank you.
Until next time.